Just loading. Right.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the District Promotions Committee meeting. We're all here except Claire, so I have an apology from Claire St. Pierre. Would somebody happy to move the apology be received? Philip and Marcus, all those in favour, just wave. Contrary, carried. Okay, late items. Was there any late items that Amber, nothing's come through?
No.
Okay, thanks. So there's no late items. I've missed disclosures of members' interest. Was there any? No?
Yes, Philip would
Were you trying to say something, Phil, or were you just waving?
No, I was getting your attention, sorry. And I had to turn the mute on or off. Yeah, just Destination Cambridge. Just disclosure of interest there. If I am able to say a couple of things, that'll be great. But yep, got to declare my interest there. Yep.
Okay, thanks, Phil. Yeah. Okay, so no others. All right. Confirmation of the order of the meeting. Is everyone happy with that? Moved. Kevin second. All those in favour? Aye.
Aye.
Contrary, carried. Confirmation of the previous minutes of the 19th of October, was it? That's item 5. Is everyone happy with those minutes? So can I have a mover and seconder to receive them first? Liz and Marcus. So all those in favour, aye. Yep, contrary, aye. Carried. So were there any items in that in those minutes that anyone wanted to comment on, or any issues of accuracy or anything in there? So it's a true and correct record. Can I have a mover and seconder? That's the case. Phil and Liz, all those in favour?
Aye.
Aye. Contrary, carried. Okay, the real reason we're here this morning, District Promotion Event Fund, item 6 on the agenda. I'll hand over to you, Amber. Or did Sally, you want to say anything first? Or no?
Thanks, Jim. So we have received a number of applications in the last couple of weeks, 2 of which to the District Promotion Fund. I will talk to the Te Puku o Te Ika Regional Qualifying Sprint Regatta. This Waka-ama event was set for December at Lake Karapiro. However, the events in that month out there have obviously been cancelled in the last week. I have not received from the organiser an updated date for postponement, and I don't know, Liz, if you have any advice on that at this stage. He was asked last week for an update and we haven't received anything yet, so I did want to carry on with the request in case there is a date that may pop up in the coming months. Do you have any updates on that, Liz?
My understanding is that they've moved to a different venue.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Would you all like to go through this application then, or should we scrap it as of that piece of advice?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Well, obviously, if they have shifted venues, have you had that formally, Liz?
Yep, from one of the existing committee members. So yeah, I think they were always looking or juggling between us and Rotorua anyway. So my understanding is that that's what the plan is going forward. Okay.
All right. Well, that's an easy one. I don't think we need to go through that.
Yep. Apologies, we hadn't received anything. That's quite frustrating, but thanks, Liz.
No, and look, and in their defence, I think they're in between. They're going through an AGM, so some committee may not be new committee members. I think there's transition going on.
Yeah. Okay, so the next item in the district promotion request is the Drive-In Cambridge Christmas Movie Night. So this event has been pulled together as a reaction to the Cambridge Christmas Parade being cancelled. This Drive-In Movie Night is planned for the Cambridge Raceway, which is a really great venue in terms of its access points in and out with its safety plans around COVID-19 and accessibility to venues. The date has changed from the original request, now looking at the 11th of December. I think we had an earlier date in the original application. This event is part of a package deal that the Cambridge Eyesight have been pulling together for Christmas celebrations in Cambridge. So they've been doing other activations around competitions with kids making shoebox floats, like in a parade. They've been decorating some trees and natural spaces in and around Cambridge as well. They have requested funding from the Cambridge Community Board for the other activities. So if they are successful with this request for the movie night, we'll just need to advise them that they can't use any of the funding they've been approved from the Community Board for this movie night element to it. So the event looked really good. I think it's a great way to have some form of celebratory event around town for Christmas. It looks like they're bringing in as many safety precautions as they can think of as we move through the stage levels into the protection framework. And they've also got the support of the Raceway as the venue as well, in ensuring that it is a safely organised and run event. Yeah, I've recommended a partial fund at this stage, but happy to have discussion around the room as to what is fitting.
Yeah, thanks, Amber. Yeah. Any comments? Liz?
Yeah, hey, thanks, Amber. Hey, look, I was really pleased to see this application actually, because, you know, we all need a little bit of a lift going into Christmas, and it was actually even, you know, the timing I think is really, really good. We have a lot of faith in Dave at the Cambridge Raceway, good operator, from what I understand. So yeah, I'm really supportive of this application. I think it's a great idea. You know, we've had movie nights before, but great initiative and at a good venue, and I think we should support it.
Are you saying fully supported or the 4,000?
The recommendation, I was happy with the recommendation.
Yeah.
So Jim, just through you, is it right that they wouldn't be then eligible for the community board funding? Now, just give me a quick summation of that. Community board is a discretionary fund the community board can do. Is there a conflict there, or we can't double dip? Is that effectively what the rules are, Liz? Okay.
Yeah, that's effectively it, Kevin. But if there's different events, then that would be okay to go to the...
Yes. So just to jump in on that, my understanding is with the community board funding, the aim of that funding was to go towards the other activities besides the movie night. But if they were unsuccessful with the event application here with the movie night, they might have to divvy up their funding that they've already received in other ways to help support the movie night. But they'll be given strict instruction that none of that community board funding can go towards this event. They need to put it towards the other activations that they have planned, which it's only a small amount from the community board as well. So I have a feeling that's the way it will go, but we will make sure as staff that the message is clear.
And what is the divide between, the community board's funding or what they've been approved compared with our recommended 4,000? What was the community board?
I believe it was 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So they might get the 4K here, and that 2K of their discretionary money can go towards something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, the floats competition for the parade, the lighting of the town, all those extra bits and pieces that build up to the whole picture.
Yeah. So yeah, they're not double dipping, but they're able to use their funds somewhere else. Yeah, understand. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Kevin. Phil, you were wanting to say something?
Yeah, I will if that's okay. And thanks for everyone's comments as well. But even, really stress that even at $5,000, they'll still make a loss at that. So I would like, and I'll stay out of the voting, of course, but if everyone could consider the $5,000 instead of $4,000, this is a great initiative for the community. as everyone has said, and with COVID and everything like that, we're just trying to put smiles on people's faces. So if we can get the $5,000, we would really appreciate that, and stress that even at $5,000, we're still going to make a loss. And these things are never supposed to make any profit, but we'll still make a loss even at $5,000. So if you guys could consider the full funding, that'd be really, really appreciative. And it's for the community, which all these events are for the community. But yep, no, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks, Phil. Okay.
And I take it that it's a charge on the people who come along, is there, or is it free?
Yes, there is a charge, $15 a car. So, you know, however many people in the car, but $15 a car. So even at that, we still make a loss. So there was a talk of
possibly that the price would go up.
Just hang on, Phil. Merv, you're breaking up a bit, but what you were trying to say something?
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, I'm just thinking that if they're making a loss anyway, and the price is at $15, it falls on the participants or the people going along to either pay more or these guys to somehow, given we've cancelled the other one.
We were considering charging more, but we, you know, with inflation rising and everything like that, we're just trying to keep the cost down as much as possible. So we came to an agreement on $15. We were looking at $20 a car.
Thanks, Phil. Liz, you were trying to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask if there was more information around the budget for this in the there wasn't in the application a breakdown of what the actual costs were. Have I missed it, or
it was a very short application that came through because we had a day or day and a half for them to get it into us to meet this meeting. So I shouldn't say it was rushed, but it was a very short turnaround from the decision being made on that.
Just let me see if I can find an email, please.
Amber, I just saw a request for $5,000, but the breakdown was, I saw a couple of small breakdowns. But look, I'm really aware, Jim, that we've got a conflict in the room, and the opportunity to provide more information where no other event, you know, in this committee can do so. I'm just saying we need to be a little bit cautious here.
Yeah, thanks, Liz.
I would be happy to.
Kevin, and then you, Marcus.
Oh, sorry, Marcus. Sorry, Marcus. So for $1,000, I'm looking at all the cancelled events that we've had, and I'm thinking for $1,000, I'd rather do the 5 because our community has been so hard hit in cancelled events. The business community has been hit too with no rowing or anything like that towards Christmas. So I've got a little conflict there, obviously, but it's not. So for $1,000, I'm not really going to say anything more, but I think I'm going to back a recommendation of $5,000 for those reasons.
Kevin.
And I would support Kevin's comments with that as well.
Thanks, Marcus. Okay, so look,
Jim.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yep. I'm not sure.
Phil, I don't think you should be saying too much more here.
Okay.
It's almost getting to a point where it's lobbying rather than just information. So.
Yep. Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Right. Hey,
Liz.
Yeah, look, I'm more than happy to back Kevin and Marcus on the recommendation to increase it to 5. I guess my only hesitation in that is that there'll be other events, that may want to try and run before Christmas, but we don't have any other applications in front of us. I don't know if that's because people don't know that they can apply. That's the other side of it, but we do, of course, appreciate earlier engagement. So, happy to support to increasing it. I think that's the only thing in front of us at the moment. So why not?
Yeah, okay, Liz. Look, I tend to agree. People are really nervous about trying to organise events. They're likely to get pulled at the last minute. So, look, I'm comfortable, especially since we've already got one that's cancelled. So I'd be quite happy for it to be a $5,000 grant. Okay, is everyone happy with that? All right. Amber, did you want to say anything else?
No, that's good.
Yep. Okay. So we have a recommendation there that needs to be changed in terms of the first application. Well, they haven't withdrawn. We're just not. We just take them out of the recommendation. Things they're not going to be at Karapiro, not funding something in Rotorua. That's for sure. So, if everyone's happy with that, with just the drive-in Cambridge Christmas movie night and recommended funding of $5,000, who's prepared to move that? Kevin?
I'll move.
Yeah, and seconded Marcus. All those in favour?
Aye.
Contrary? Carried. Okay, thank you for that. And item 7, Amber.
All right. The Community Event Fund, I was about to say Cambridge, Community Event Fund. We've had 2 applications come through to this. So I'll go through one by one. The Ngāti Apakura and Rangiaowhia commemoration. This one is often comes through to us during the funding round during the year, but the one of the committee members or organisers was unwell at the time, so it was received later. So yeah, it's the commemorative event at Rangiaowhia for the New Zealand Land Wars. It's a well-attended event. We don't have as much to hand out this year for it during the timing that it's come into the funding round. But I think the amount that we've put there would suffice. And the second one we've had come through is an arts show, Alpaca Social Club. So this is going to be in Te Awamutu, I believe, at the Woolshed Theatre. It's a part of the suite of theatre shows that have been, and music shows that have been coming through in the last, I guess, 12 months, some of which had to have been cancelled because of COVID restrictions at the time. But it's really nice to see some more of these arts space events coming through to the fund. And I'd be keen to see it fully funded for what it's asking for, given that it is an arts event. We don't see many of those, and also the amount that they are requesting is pretty succinct with what they can offer. Yeah.
Okay, discussion on those 2 applications. Is there any comments? Liz?
Hey, look, support both of them for the recommendations that are there. Obviously, Rangiaowhia is really, really important to us, and it's a good organising committee and a well-run event in the past. So, yeah, you strongly support that. We recommend that. And the alpacas, yeah, that sounds really interesting. I'm not sure what exactly that is, but it sounds interesting. Hey, and like I say, it's an arts, it's creative arts, so yeah, let's support that as well.
Right, Marcus, it was just thumbs up, was it? Kevin?
For me, the importance of Rangiaowhia by the year, it gets more important to me personally, to our area, just understanding it more. So it was going to become one of our premier sort of commemorations, if that's the word, commemorations. So yes, I'm happy to support it in the agreed amount, and maybe in the future, we may even support it to a greater amount. It's up to the committee, but yeah, certainly support, and I support the other event as well, to recommend it.
Thanks, Kevin. No other comments? So somebody happy to move the recommendation A through to C? Liz and Marcus, all those in favour?
Aye.
Contrary?
Aye.
Carried. All right. Hey, thank you for that. Amber, was there anything else that you had?
Not from our end at this point. I
Okay.
think that's all we need to get through at the moment. We'll probably have some updates coming through to you guys separately in the coming weeks, just before the Christmas and break and the summer event season kicking off, but they can be done just by email as they come through with cancellation updates, that kind of stuff around the framework and events. And I think Sally can agree that we'll probably have some more updates coming up around what our venues can do around the space, public parks, Victoria Square, Albert Park, all those kinds of different spaces as well. Yeah, there'll be updates coming, but I think that'll do for today's catch up.
All right. Okay. Hey, well, thanks for that. Thanks for your attendance, everyone. That was a nice short meeting.